Hello, hello, hello. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on and whatever time you'll be watching this video. This episode of As the Tarot Turns is brought to you on purpose with purpose, and I am your host, Crystal Lavender. Some people know me as Criddle, like Riddle with a C. Other people know me as like Nacho Mama because that was my old YouTube name, but I'm going to go with my God-given name, which is Crystal Lavender. So it's a pleasure to have you here. It's my honor to be here today to be reading for you guys, and much love to all of you that are new, and much love to all of you that are my OG followers. All right. So we are going to read for the sign of Pisces and see what is coming in for the rest of Leo season. But before we get started, we are going to talk about this. This is my book. It's called Say You Love, and it is a testimony of triumph over the darkness of childhood sexual trauma and addiction. All right. And I wrote this whole entire book using my phone and some paper. So for those of you out there thinking that you need some fancy software or a laptop or whatever to accomplish something as monumental as writing a book, I guarantee you have the tools in your pocket every single day. Like, there's so much that can be accomplished from this little computer that is in our pocket all the time. It's ridiculous. So I share this story as truthfully and as honestly and as vulnerably as I can. I mean, there's a lot of really harsh truths in here, a lot of really embarrassing moments, but I am an open book literally because I want everyone out there that feels like they're alone, or that, you know, that they're not worth love, or there's some shameful skeletons in their closet, to not feel alone, to know that you are loved and you are worth it. Okay. So this is in the description of every single one of my newer uploads. Like, I didn't have a book back in the day, so it's not in my older one, but it will be in all of the newest uploads. As soon as the video is done being processed, I go in and then I put it in the description box. So you could get it on Amazon, and you can get a free copy on my website, or you could get a signed copy if you email me, and all of that stuff is in the description box, as well as my about page. Like, if you go to my channel and you go to my about page, all of that will be listed in there as well. So let's get this party started. You know, and I don't share my story because I'm proud of all the stupid stuff that I've allowed in my life or that I've done. I share my story because I know what it feels like. All right. And as a message of hope. Like, hi, my name is Crystal, and I'm a recovered addict. I am 3+ years into recovery. So if you would like to talk about recovery, or if you have a loved one that's struggling with it, like, don't ever give up hope. We do recover. All right. I am walking proof of that. So that's why it's such an honor for me to be here, to be doing this. Like it makes everything that I've been through my whole life up to this point, like, it makes it all worth it. All right. So with that being said, let's get started. Pisces. We are going to find out what is coming for the rest of Leo season for the Pisces collective. We're going to start you off with a couple of spiritual message oracle cards. All right. And please remember to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out. It might be a little quick for you, but it's a big bada boom for me. All right. Multi-pass chicken good. You know, you ain't got to be a Rockefeller to help a fella. All you got to do is hit that little like button. And subscribing would be super cool too, but, you know, I'm not going to. Don't want you to do anything you don't want to do, so you're welcome to. All right, Pisces. What sort of spirit messages do we have for the Pisces collective? Please and thank you, universe. This one says, find ways to fill your cup. Be self-full. Follow your heart and always trust your intuition. Go deep within, find your triggers, and address them one by one. Self-healing is the best healing. Only then can you offer the best version of yourself, right? Sometimes, like, a lot of us go around saying that we're healed. It's like, man, I might not be completely healed from all of the things that have been traumatic in my life, or, you know, the things that gave me CPTSD. But I've learned how to identify my emotional triggers and how to find, like, safe psychological safe spaces where I can be, like, truly authentic and truly myself. You know, so it's about not necessarily being completely healed, because I don't think any of us are ever at, like, this shining point where we're just pooping out rainbows and, you know, Skittles. But it's about finding finding why you are triggered, like identifying those triggers and then learning how to evaluate them, and then, you know, making arrangements for that, you know, not making other people walk on eggshells because you have triggers, but learning why you're triggered and then addressing it, you know. But awareness is key, like always. And it says you are doing your best and that is enough. Any difficulties you face will not last forever. Release the thoughts and feelings that don't feel good. Focus all of your energy on love, happiness, your hopes and dreams. I know that, you know, as humans, it's a lot easier said than it is done, you know. Like I always will try to remind myself that I can't have a bad day with a good attitude, you know, and you also can't have a good day with a bad attitude. But being aware of that, like if you're not aware that you have the power to decide what you're feeling, you know, even if like a feeling hits you out of nowhere, it's okay to feel that feeling, right? Like some days, like I'm just totally in my own little space and in my own little head, and like if I find myself in a bad mood, I'm usually like, I'm in a bad mood, you know, like I'm like, I'm in a bad mood. I got this wrinkle in my forehead, and does anybody else want to be in a bad mood with me? And I've learned ways, like if I'm super having a bad day, I start talking in bad accents, because it's hard to be in a bad mood when you talk in a bad accent. Okay, just talk in bad accent, and then it's very hard to be mad or to yell. You talk in bad accent. All right. So it's like learning like different coping mechanisms, you know, how to shift those emotions internally, because there's no bad emotion. They're all valid, right? Let's see what the tarot has for you. What does the tarot have for you? For the Pisces collective, for the rest of the Leo season. Hi, Mom. Pisces. Ooh, the Eight of Cups was the first card out. So some of you might need to walk away from something instead of letting it become explosive. It's like if you feel like because the cards that came out were the Eight of Cups, the Tower card, and the Five of Wands. Those are pretty explosive cards, all right? So I think in order to maintain your equilibrium, like instead of fighting with somebody or fighting your emotion, you know, I think you'll be better off like walking away from any sort of conflict, you know, to make sure that you take a moment to breathe. All right. Like it feels like you're going to need a moment to breathe. And walking away is probably your best bet in order to avoid this conflict and to avoid this tower moment. You know, you might feel like you are owed some sort of an apology, or that you were done, like something's happening that did not feel justified. Like you feel like you're getting like a fuzzy end of a lollipop in some way or another with the Justice card in reverse. But you still know that you're better off walking away rather than involving yourself in this confrontation. Whatever this confrontation is, I would not just be avoidant of the confrontation, but definitely don't say things when you're in the middle of like a heated argument or something. Hold on, I dropped one. Because you are overly burdened. You might be overly burdened. You might be overly stressed. You might have a lot on your plate. Like you feel like you're taking on the weight of the world, and like you're just one person, right? You don't want to focus on like, you ain't got no time to focus on none of the bullshit from the past. It's like, no, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not going to let this tower burn either, you know. But you're definitely not involving yourself in any sort of drama or conflict. I think you've learned your lesson from that in the past. Like maybe you got involved in some of that, said some things that you didn't mean to say, or, you know, some things. They always say that drunk people and children tell the truth, right? So you might have let some things come out of your mouth that weren't necessarily nice, you know, and words have a tendency to hurt us for a lot longer than some sort of physical wound. You know, sometimes like we will go over something somebody said to us in our mind for years. You know, you get a paper cut, or, you know, you could almost slice off your finger with a freaking sawzall, and that will heal up and you'll almost completely forget about it. But when something comes out of someone's mouth, you know, in the moment of anger, it's like that goes on and plays in our subconscious for years and years. So be mindful of what comes out of your mouth in some sort of heated argument for the rest of this Leo season. But it does look like you are going to gain some sort of financial stability with the Nine of Pentacles here. You know, you will have like an uptick in your finances. And out of all of the chaos and conflict, it will create a new resolution with the Ace of Swords. So out of walking away, or from learning your lesson of learning how to walk away, you know, not engaging in that energy, because once we start fighting back with someone, it's like we've agreed to be in exchange of that energy, right? So I think you're just not agreeing to be exchanging that energy, and that's probably your best option, is to just not agree to exchange in any sort of drama or fights, you know. And you've got the Tower card in the reverse and the Death card in reverse. So I mean, it's not going to end. Whatever it is, like if you're worried about a relationship ending or this fight causing a relationship to end, it's not ending, because we do have the Death card in reverse here, you know. Hi, Vanessa. Could be dealing with a Scorpio. We got Scorpio. We got Sagittarius. What else we got? We got Capricorn. I feel like some of you are starting to find like more people that are part of your tribe. Like you might be out exploring options. Like you just might be going places that you enjoy going to, and then you find other people that also enjoy going to the same places. So you might be opening yourself to like a new friend group, a new soul tribe. You know, maybe part of one of your childhood wounds is like feeling like you don't fit in anywhere. You know, no matter how much that you try to fit in, and it's like once you fit in with a group, it's like, oh yeah, okay, they love me, and it's like only if you conform or only if you act in a certain way, you know, and then all of a sudden you feel rejected again. So I think there might be some sort of childhood wounding that you might need to discover, like inside yourself, of ways to overcome that. Because I feel like you have this deep need to feel like you belong, you know, to feel like you're part of some sort of bigger picture, of a bigger group. And guaranteed you do belong. Like you do belong, Pisces. If you're wondering if somebody is being shady towards you, we have the Seven of Swords in the reverse. So I don't see anybody, like if you're worried about stuff getting stolen, like it doesn't look like anybody is going to be after your goods, right? So if you're wondering if somebody is trying to manipulate you or trying to steal from you, it doesn't look like they're not doing it consciously. But you might be in the middle of some rough waters emotionally or spiritually with the Six of Swords in reverse there. But, you know, like I said, if it's a relationship that you're working with, nobody's walking away. It's not going to be an end. All right, out of this chaos, whatever this chaos that is going on right now, there will be a common resolution. Like you'll find new ways to resolve, you know. And you do have the Sun card here, so that is in the Leo season. That is a Leo card. So by the end of the Leo season, you will feel this sense of joy, you know, of like accomplishment. You know, you'll be able to mark off some of the things on your list. And you do have the Moon card here, which is your card, which is the Pisces card, and it's 4:44 as I look at the clock right now. That could be significant, right? So you are very intuitive, Pisces. Like I think that you'll very much be standing in your power. You have learned a lot about how to handle things in the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. So things will be turning in your favor. I think you just got to avoid whatever this unnecessary drama is. Like, don't involve yourself in any unnecessary drama. You have the Five of Wands. Don't be fighting any battles. Don't be taking on like your best friend's battle, or you know, like you see people down the street that are you know, in some sort of conflict or whatever. Not to say that you can't like help, like if there's a woman being abused or whatever, like that's always tricky, because if you go and try to step in, usually the woman will try to jump on your back and beat you up for beating up her boyfriend that was beating up her. You know what I mean? So you gotta be a little bit discerning when it comes to that. But yeah, don't be jumping into any unnecessary battles. All right. Not to say to turn a blind cheek, but just use your discernment. Because a lot of times when you go and try to help somebody that didn't ask for help, they refuse it, you know, and then we get upset with, you know, like I've tried to help you, but it's like this person didn't even ask you to help them. You know, like you could be interfering in some sort of lesson that they need to learn by you stepping in and trying to help them. But I think you are going to be moving very steady. Keep it steady, keep it focused. But yeah, you got the Justice card in reverse twice. So you definitely feel like something is not right. There's something not right in your world, some sort of injustice, some sort of unfairness, you know, but that's all with your, like, you can't be all 100% fact and no emotion, and you can't be 100% emotion and no fact. So make sure you're balancing and making the checks inside yourself to see if that's coming from your logical mind or if that's coming from your emotional, you know, and then kind of make an adjustment from there. Because just because we feel something, yes, it automatically makes it valid, but it doesn't make it like the truth. Okay, because we all have truths outside of ourselves. Like, yes, it's valid if you feel something, because you wouldn't feel it if it wasn't valid. So the fact that you feel something or you feel unjustified is definitely, you know, valid, but it might not be the ultimate truth of the matter. So be careful of that for the rest of this Leo season. Let's get the patch tarot. I mean, and with Mercury in retrograde right now, it's like really easy to miscommunicate how you feel, right? So if you're trying to have important conversations with someone, make sure that you don't do it through text, okay? If you need somebody to understand how it is that you're feeling, or you need to express some sort of business idea or put a game plan into motion, try not to do it through text, because that's the easiest way to miscommunicate what it is that's actually going on. I mean, even if you can read texts in the person's voice, I mean, I always say that, like, I won't try to express my feelings to somebody through text unless I can read their texts in their voice. But even then, you can still miscommunicate what a person's feeling. Like, you can get a whole different energy. Like, if they just say yes, you might look at it and think that it's like, oh, why'd they just say yes? You know, like almost like they had an attitude or something. So make sure you're actually talking to this person with verbal communication, so you can get their tone and their tone, like their mannerism, you know what I mean? So you could get like a better picture of what it is that they're trying to express to you, or what you're trying to express to them. So don't have important conversations with people that are important, or with people that you love, via text, right? And don't go on any destructive rampages either, because we got the Aries card in reverse. All right, so you might be dealing with an Aries. The Two of Wands in reverse. So that's kind of like a almost like a fuck it card. Don't go on any sort of impulsive fuck it's, you know, because you'll definitely regret that. You'll have to be cleaning up that mess for a while if you do that. You know, it's finding a balance between being impulsive and being indecisive. And I think you're trying to look at things, like, make sure you see things from a higher perspective, you know, with the Hangman here. And remember that not everything is within our control. Only control the things that you actually have control over. And if something seems like it's completely out of place, like, you know, then it might be the universe putting a stop to something, or putting a delay to something, because the universe sees things that you don't see, you know? Have you ever been like, you couldn't start your car in the morning to get to work, you know what I mean? And then you get super irritated about it, but then you finally get your car started and you're driving to work, and then you see this huge accident that you could have been involved in if you had started your car right away. So be be mindful that the universe knows things that you don't know. So especially if it's out of your control and seems completely out of the blue, like there's no reason why this shouldn't work, be thankful for those moments because there was a bigger picture that you didn't see. A leaf on the stream of creation. I'm going to put you on there. We are all leaves on the stream of creation, right? You got the expressive card and uncertainty. You might have a real hard time like with expression of emotion, with expression in general. Like I said, there might be some sort of like wounds as far as childhood wounds go as for fitting in. Like you might be afraid to be your authentic, complete, 100% authentic self. And it's like every time that you try to fit in somewhere, then it's like you get outcasted or you feel like you're outcasted. And don't spend too much time worrying, okay? I mean, I understand that worrying is a part of the human experience, but I heard one time about, okay, worrying. Is there a reason to be worried? Like there's like a list that you could go through. Like, is there a reason to be worried? If there's a legitimate reason to be worried, like, okay, check. Well, then what can you do about the situation? Is there anything that you can do about the situation? If there is, then go ahead and make the necessary changes or take the action you can to eliminate the worry. If there's not, then is worrying going to change the situation? It's not. So don't spend too much time worrying about anything that you actually have no control over. Okay, do like the little self-check, like, okay, I'm worrying about this, I'm worrying about this. And that's part of a human nature, like no judgment, okay? I'm worrying about this. Like, is there a reason to be worried? Yes or no? If it's a yes, then okay, is there anything that I can do to eliminate the worry? Is there anything that I can do to make it to where I don't need to worry about that? If there's a yes, go ahead and take the action. If it's a no, well then take a deep breath and like release it, and have faith that the universe has got you. Okay, everything that you need and then some will always be provided in one way or the other, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. I started adding and then some to my mantra because it's true for me. Every time that like I've always been like everything I need is always provided for me. I am always provided with everything I need. And then I started adding and then some. Everything I need and then some is always provided. We always have our needs met. Our needs are always met from the universe in one way or the other. It's our wants that kind of get a little bit wonky, right? I think you're building a stronger connection with your universe, with God, whatever your spirituality is. Like you're building a stronger foundation with the Hierophant there. You're becoming more committed to your daily practices of ritual or meditation or prayer, which you're starting to see like a significant change in your outer world from. And that's probably why you'll find a little bit more inner peace when this battle comes at you. There is somebody that's going to try to engage you in some sort of battle or conflict, and I think you just know better. I don't think that you are going to agree to engage in that situation whatsoever. Yeah, they might be trying to spell some sort of truth. They might be trying to say things that are truth in order to hurt you. Like the truth sometimes just hurts, but there's a whole other thing when somebody compiles truths meant to hurt somebody. So be careful of somebody being manipulative with their words. All right, let's get a yes or no question. What do you think of a yes or no question? Says no. The hurricane of passion subsides. You see the true state of things. You open your heart to many unique opportunities. You crush the coal into sparkling diamonds. Are there better accomplishments than these, right? Only under pressure can a diamond be made, right? They call it growing pains for a reason. And let's get you an angel number. Thank you guys so much for being here. I truly, truly appreciate every single one of you. It makes my soul smile. Soul smiles. Air hugs. All right. What sort of angel number do we got for the Pisces collective for the rest of the Leo season? 88, 88. Material and spiritual abundance, wealth, resources, force, balance, confidence, material gains, and epic romance. All that is good and pleasant in your life will multiply. Angels are sending the number to reassure you of the prosperity and well-being ahead. Your surroundings will treat you with admiration and respect. Use it for the greater good. Right? Pay it forward. That's cool. I got 8 watchers in here and it's 888. Synchronicity? Yeah, I think so. That's my new favorite thing now. My new drug is synchronicities. I'm addicted to them. I love them. It's so cool because it's like synchronicities are only made specifically for you. It's like, how special are you to God, to the universe, that it sends you these little signals that only you can identify with, right? I mean, if you try to explain it to someone else, they'll think that you're crazy if you tell them how the radio just answered the question that you had in your mind, you know, or how the light flickered and at this precise moment where you were thinking this super epic thought, you know, like most people will think that you're just freaking insane, but that's how special you are to the universe, is it sends you tiny messages of reassurance and synchronicities that are specifically for you. Like, that's pretty mind-boggling to me. And you have 777, 7777. Change of perspective, reflection, inner strength, wisdom, and enlightenment. There is a need for change of perspective on whatever has taken over you now. If you want to succeed, you need to keep going down the road you are on. Reach for the wisdom within, and you'll just know what the right next step is. That wisdom comes from doing a bunch of dumb stuff over and over again, or from doing it the wrong way several times before you figure out how to do it the right way. I love synchronicities. It just reminds me of like how special we really are, like how special it is to be alive. You know, the fact that none of the planets collided while we were sleeping. Like, do you know how much has to go into work every single day for everything to align just for us to get into our job safely or to go to our loved one's house safely? Or like all of the lights have to be working in correct order. Like people have to be paying attention while they're driving. Like there's so much that happens on an everyday basis. That's a miracle that we just take for granted every single day. You know, I woke, none of the planets collided while I was sleeping. Like think about how many planets are out there, like all the asteroids, all the things that are flying around in this space. And we're just hovering through space on this rock, you know, on this miracle of life. And like, we worry about such little stuff, you know. I don't think life was meant for us to worry as much as we do. I think we were programmed that way. And breaking out of that matrix, man, that's what we're doing. That's what the new earth is doing. We're breaking out of that matrix. One interchange at a time. Like one person, one whole person can change their inner world, and their outer world starts changing, and then the whole world changes, right? One person at a time. One moment at a time, one day at a time. All right, Pisces, so that was your reading for the rest of the Leo season. I love and appreciate you guys so much. Like, it's an honor to be here. If you knew my story, like, you would understand how much of an honor it is to be here, to be sitting in this chair and helping people, help pull people out of the fire, right? This is the way that I pulled myself out of the fire, so I'm paying it forward, all right? I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon. Until next time, love each other and others always and always. Vroom, beep, beep. Beep, beep.